I'm usually at the airport to go somewhere, but right now I'm with my friends, Beth and Raghu, who look great. Get together. Yeah. And tell them where we're all going.
We're going to the Red Cross, the launch party.
Get you in the light. The Red Cross what?
The launch party of the Red Cross.
The launch party of the Red Cross. Yeah, and Beth looks nice with her.
And this is going to be the preview of the big fundraising gala April 16th.
Wow.
So we're excited. You know, it's funny going to a cocktail party at the airport, but we're psyched about the museum.
Are they raising money for Japan as well, or is that?
Yes, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Last year around the same time we had Haiti, and this year we have Japan.
And you're on the local board now, right?
Yes, I am.
Congratulations.
I'm on the committee.
You're on the committee, the host committee. Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Onward. And there are the planes. There's the Qantas. That's wild. Wild feeling.
I think they must be going.
This is really odd. We're actually walking through the terminal to get to the party. I think this is
London
hilarious
area.
to me.
This is,
Of course it is.
It's,
The party will be worth it, and it's the Red Cross.
Okay.
All that you do to go to a party.
Yeah, tell me about it. The terminal's nice. Look at this place. Wow. Oh. Finally found it. Here it is. I just want a glass of fantastic champagne. Cheers. Hey, cheers everybody. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Cheers. All right. Stop. I'm with now Hiro and Betty Okawa and Susan Atherton, all volunteers of the Red Cross. You guys get together a little bit. And I'm going to ask you about, first of all, the Japan issue, the Japan earthquake, and what are your thoughts? Mr. Ogawa first, what are your thoughts about
It's terrible, devastating troubles. It's not finished yet. The whole casualty and problem will come up here even bigger from now on. This is still the very initial stage. So I'm really hoping that before people finding it's too serious, that we can provide some encouragement to them.
Ms. Ogawa?
Yes, you know, this is not one disaster. This has really become three disasters: an earthquake, a major earthquake, a tsunami, and now the nuclear threat. It's just boggles the mind. It's hard to actually get your mind around what this encompasses. I think we really don't know the scope of the tragedy yet. It'll be unveiled. But we certainly want to do all we can, and I think the Red Cross is the most useful organization for being there and supplying funds and material supplies that are needed. I think it's perhaps one of the most unsung organizations in the world. The Red Cross is always there, and we don't even think about it, but they're always there. So they'll be there in Japan too. They are there already.
Susan?
Well, what I think of after the devastation and feeling for the people is that as Betty said, I'm very, very grateful that the Red Cross is there with 186 Red Cross societies across the world and 100 million volunteers. We are poised to, as we have already done, enter both with money and skill sets to help the people of Japan, as they would most certainly help any other country that they could help. So it is an unusual organization in the sense that no organization can throw 100 million people and a lot of fundraising capacity to help people in need in such a powerful, powerful way. And so I'm grateful for the Red Cross.
Mr. Gao, I have to ask, are you all too affected by, you have friends over there that are been affected? Or?
Oh yes, many friends. We lived in Tokyo for many years. My husband is a native of Kyoto, Japan, which is not an affected area, but we lived in Tokyo and we have many friends who have been affected, not directly living up north, but all of Tokyo area has been affected by this. There are power outages, gas shortages, food shortages. People are worried about radiation now. Certainly the whole country has been deeply affected by this.
Well, my prayers with have friends as well too. And thank you all for your time very much. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Ogawa? Yes.
I just want to say that so many people in the United States, community people, has been showing a great concern about this time the disaster and offering so many help and assist from the layman's point of view, and all of those encouraging word and action to me is really going to be appreciated by the people in Japan. And any opportunity possible, please help us. Your small help will be great in Japan. So thank you very much for your help and the kind neighborhood actions.
Ms. Ogawa?
Yes, any help at all is vitally needed, and my husband and I have set up a matching grant fund through the Red Cross, and we hope that we'll have a good response. I have a lot of faith in our community, and I know people are concerned and very generous, so I hope they will open their pockets and their hearts and contribute to the fund of the Red Cross.
Howard Cross, you're the CEO of the Bay Area chapter.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Great event.
It's a wonderful event.
Now, your thoughts regarding the Japan earthquake and also what the Red Cross is doing and Mr. Ogawa's efforts as well, his wife Betty.
Right. Well, first of all, let me say that we're really quite saddened by the tragedy that has fallen upon Japan. It is one of the most prepared nations in the world, and they still suffered significantly because the power of a 9.0 earthquake is devastating, and a tsunami that followed, and now the kind of atomic problems they're dealing with are, it's just impossible for any nation, any people to cope with or deal with it alone. So the beauty of the human nature is that whenever there's a significant need, we respond. The Bay Area is a community where people are very generous and they respond. And from time to time you have an extraordinary person who is blessed with the ability to make a generous contribution and challenge the rest of us to do something in kind. So Hiro Ogawa, who is a member of the board of the Red Cross and is a native of Japan, was wonderful by stepping forward, saying that he wanted to do something to make a significant difference. So he made a commitment at the $500,000 level, and he asked the members of the community to join with him in making matching that, so that as much as $1 million and perhaps more could be provided through this challenge match. And so we're thrilled to support Hiro Ogawa as he does that. He and his family as they do it, and we are really honored to have someone as wonderful and generous as he is in our midst.
What can people watching do to donate as well to the Red Cross effort, or in general?
Yes, well, it's pretty simple. You can write a check and send it to the American Red Cross in your local community, or you can go on the website, which is basically www.redcross.org, and make a donation, and we'll see to it that if they want it designated, that they put on their Japanese earthquake relief, or you can just say in general for the Red Cross, because we're still dealing with Christchurch, we're still dealing with things in communities throughout the Bay Area, flooding in New Jersey. There's always something happening, and the Red Cross is honored and privileged to be the vehicle that the communities throughout the world use to help mankind in its time of greatest need.
Fantastic event, and I know we want to get back to it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Julian Evans, Consul General of the United Kingdom, thank you for your time.
Not at all.
Your thoughts on, from the UK's perspective, what Japan is going through after the earthquake?
Well, it's obviously, I mean, a shocking tragedy. I mean, I saw the pictures on television. Actually, I was at home on Thursday night, and a friend of mine had in the community we now are, we're all wired up, and a colleague of mine said, I've just had this alert on my phone. So we turned the television on, and I frankly couldn't believe what I'd seen. I mean, the waves and the tsunami, absolutely horrible. We, of course, we're very close allies of Japan. We also have a number of British citizens living in Japan. Most of them are actually in Tokyo or Osaka, but we have sent a rescue team from the UK. We've also sent a lot of consular teams. In fact, my deputy here from San Francisco, who's a consular expert, is currently in Tokyo trying to help trace British citizens who may have gone into trouble during the terrible situation that we currently have. Yes, we don't know at the moment whether there are. I mean, most of the British citizens are not in the areas that are affected, but clearly, with such a large British population in Japan, it's always possible that there are people who've been involved in this, and I think most countries are in the same position actually. So, we have to provide what support we can. It's great to be here tonight actually at the Red Cross event because, the Bay Area Red Cross is an organization which was founded after the 1906 earthquake, particularly in San Francisco. So, in a way, their relationship with what's going on in Japan is very, very important, and they're about to raise, I hope, a lot of money for relief for the victims in Japan, and that's why we're all here this evening. In addition to celebrating the role that the Red Cross in the Bay Area plays in the disasters that happen in California.
And it's a rocking place. I'll let you get back to
It's
the
always
party.
a rocking place.
Yeah.
Come to the Paint the Town Red Gala on the 16th of April.
Thank you, sir.
Looking forward to it.
Susan Schuster, she's a cook at Sabo Restaurant in San Francisco, who is going to finish on video a really great conversation we were having off camera about how the Bay Area is affected by Japan's earthquake, and particularly its restaurants, right?
It's
What's
true.
going on?
Well,
and you can look at me when we're talking.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, for instance, the earthquake has disturbed a lot of habitat and also the livelihoods of the fisher people, the ports. I mean, if you think of what happened in Santa Cruz, it's happened on a much more large scale in Japan. There are ports that aren't able to take fish in, and the fish that we get for our restaurant is almost entirely from Japan, and it comes to us fresh, never frozen. And so after a crisis of this magnitude, you can imagine the last thing we're expecting is Japan to make sure that we have these cosseted little beautiful fish. In fact, what has happened, we expected not to get fish this entire week, but because the entire nation has been affected through the nuclear tragedy and just the enormity of the calamity, they're having to use rolling blackouts, which means there's no refrigeration available. And so if they have beautiful fish, they're letting it out. They're sending it across the world.
A question that somebody watching is going to wonder, is that to say the fish also possibly could be affected by the radiation?
Well,
Is
we're
that
not.
a fear on your part? Or?
It is eventually a fear on our part. It is currently not a fear. Obviously, all of the ports in the immediate area around the nuclear disaster are also a shambles. I mean, there's no way that you're going to be landing fish out of that water for a number of reasons. Both the tsunami, the earthquake itself, the lack of infrastructure, the fact that the majority of people were, so many people were killed or injured, and their boats as well have been destroyed. I mean, that's just going to rebuild that is going to take a long enough time. Hopefully, within that rebuilding period, we'll be able to assess more accurately the actual radiation that the fish have received, if any, and how that is going to affect the fishing industry. It's definitely something we're concerned about. It's definitely something we're trying to find out about how they can test for it. But currently, the fish that we're getting is from waters that are nowhere near the radioactivity.
And Sabo has a great food. You obviously pay attention to these issues.
Oh, we do.
Tell my viewers where you're located.
We're at 517 Hayes between Laguna and Octavia.
I got to ask you the question. This is my question. What is your signature dish? When I come there, what do you want me to order?
Until last week I would have said Hokkaido plenty. I'm not sure how much of that we're going to be getting. Our signature dish is the freshest fish that we can possibly serve you, and it's seasonal. Don't expect to always find tuna. It's something we get very rarely. Our signature dish is a fish that will blow your mind that you've probably never even tasted before.
Nice, nice. With a nice wine, right?
Actually, we don't have wine lists. We do have excellent sake, chosen by True Sake across the street. Bo Timkins is he's a master sake sommelier, and a small but delicious selection of beer.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thanks.
So is Sable getting fish?
We are, surprisingly. We didn't expect to be, but because of the rolling blackouts, there's no way to actually hold the fish in Japan. We had expected all of the fish to remain in Japan, as you know, should rightly be the case, but because they can't hold on to it and because the fishermen still need their livelihood, we are still getting fish, and it's still beautiful quality. I mean, it's a real testament to the Japanese transportation system that even with all of this tragedy, we can still get gorgeous fish.
And from the Red Cross event at the San Francisco International Airport. Odd, isn't
All
it?
places.
I know.
All places. Anyway.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Hey everybody!
Red Cross!
Why did you say Red Cross? Red Cross! Alright. Perfect! You got it! Hey everybody! Yay! Excellent. It's a video, so as I say... Alright. Alright! Cool. So what did you think of the Red Cross event?
We were able to paint the town red.
Nice.
Very good cause. It's a great cause, wonderful event.
Donate.
We had a wonderful time.
Donate.
Donate and be prepared.
And be prepared. And Zenny, thank you for joining us tonight. We had a
You're
fabulous
welcome.
time.
Now,
Zenny62, we love you, and thank you for being here.
yeah, but all that aside, I mean, which airline are you going to take out of here? Look at this.
Qantas.
Look at this stuff.
Virgin, man.
Virgin? You say Virgin.
American.
American? I say United Airlines.
Virgin.
United. Okay.